My name's Eric. Got my brilliant white shirt on. Fairly new. Bought this year. I know it's impressing you a lot. What am I doing? I'm making faces. Animated faces in a web browser that you can talk to. With your mouth. They will hear you. They'll respond back to you. With their mouths. Their virtual mouths. They'll say things. Funny things. Stupid things. Insightful things. Many things. But you get to talk to these creations. And that's what Wisp is all about. Let me demo. I want to demo what I completed recently. And it's going to happen. You're going to see it. Just hold on. Okay. So yesterday, I had just about as much time as I've got now, an hour and a half. And I thought maybe I could complete all this stuff about undo and redo that I had planned out, and keeping state so that as a user of my app, you'd be able to go from one screen to another and come back to the first screen, and everything you had there would still be there and not just disappear and piss you off because there was no way to save it. I thought maybe I could add all that in an hour and a half. And it didn't take an hour and a half. It took an hour and 25 minutes. So I'm feeling kind of smug about that. So inside of this screen, you can click on a few things. You can change a few things. And you can change the test voice, and that and that. Okay, every time you make a change, you can undo that. It goes back on the stack. And it's a little bit subtle, but you can see little bits of the screen updating. Okay. And also, let's see, I've got eyes, female. I'll go over to speech, a different screen. Okay. Now, it used to be that I would come back to faces and would reset every time. But now, eyes, female, it retains what I had on that screen. So that's it. I was pretty happy with that. And not only did I get that to work, I didn't do it in a hacky way. I did it in a clean, reusable way. Easily maintainable, can be added to the other screens. And in fact, today in this session, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add that functionality to the speech screen. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure that emotion and lids are also hooked up to that undo redo. Like right now, they are not. You can undo, it doesn't actually do anything. Arguably, these are only viewing settings. They don't change the definition, so there's not much reason to add them to undo. But I guess I played with different apps where they had the undo change like the selection state to, like, say Unity will do that. And I decided, no, that's a good thing to have. Just any change you can make on the screen, have that also be undoable. So I'm going to add in these two other ones today. And this one is actually not able to update very well. But anyways, whatever. So that's what's going to happen today. And I feel pretty confident I can get it all done. I might have to pick something else to do towards the end of the session, but there's lots left to do, so I'm not worried about that. All right, here we go. First off, emotion and lids. Make sure they're hooked up. By the way, 100% unit testing coverage on this new Revision Manager class. And a cool thing about that was the methods that I did write unit tests for had 0 bugs in them. And the one method I added at the last minute, add changes towards the end of the session that I didn't write unit tests for, they have bugs in it. I had to fix it. Unit tests tend to uncover the bugs before they go into your software. I'm not saying I write unit tests all the time for every bit of code, but yeah, they help. Okay, so from the face builder screen, I've got emotion lid level hard coded, but I can add them into my definition of a revision. lid level. Okay, now that that's there, got some red squigglies saying you've got errors now. This is the beauty of a typed language. You can make some changes in your data structures, and it sort of in a way creates a to-do list inside of your code for you. Fix all the places where this data structure is not being respected. Okay, so here we can say emotion. We'll start with our default emotion of neutral. And what else? Lid level. Okay, just setting my defaults there. Okay, down here, I can tell I'm going to have to add some on-change handlers. And I want these guys to come from the revision. Emotion, lid level. Okay, and I come down here and I say, it's no longer going to be hard-coded. It's actually going to reflect what the latest revision is. Okay. And if I'm passing it in one direction, I need some way for the selector, which is that group of buttons, to call back up and say there has to be say there has been a change in the user's intended selection. Please update your own variable or do whatever you want, but what will happen is that the calling component, the screen component we're looking at, will pass back the changed variable. Okay, so on change, I'll just follow the pattern of the other ones I already did. Next emotion. And this will be on emotion change. Next, emotion, and set revision. And once again, I've got nice red squigglies that are creating a to-do list for me, a virtual to-do list. So I can see I don't have an on-change attribute. I don't have a function that is called on emotion change. I got to write that. Okay. Next, lid level. All right. I think since I put this around it at once. No, I just have to make this. I have to make this. That's all. Okay. So I guess I'll write these guys first. On emotion change, on lid level change. I'll just take the pattern of the other ones. Emotion, set revision, no, not emotion, lid level. lib level selector, we want it to have on change. And what will it be? It'll be lib level. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we'll publish the event. Why don't I just let the screen publish the event instead? So on change can just go to on change. Yank that out. Okay. Looks like this is no longer used. Are these values exactly the same? They're not. They are not. Okay. So then that means that I need to do a conversion. Option number. And we'll say it's going to pass to option lib levels. Option no. Okay. So that, and got that uncomfortable feeling when I've copied something into my clipboard and I know I need to get rid of it. So we go to this guy here. Publish that. Okay, so this will just be send that to lib level. Okay. So now I've just got one left to do. The motion needs to have an on-change handler. I'll just make one just like I did a moment ago. A motion selector, here it is. Okay. On change. It will be passing an emotion because that's the thing that changes. Okay. This I'll put in my clipboard, and I'll have that uncomfortable thing where I don't want to copy or cut and lose what's in my clipboard. But so this one is going to be a very similar thing. It's going to take the option now and call on change with option emotions map to the option now. Yeah. Okay, that's not defined, but I can define it right here. Okay, what? There, that does that. I still got that thing in my clipboard. I gotta unload it. And it will go up to on emotion change. This is the component that is a parent of the one I just changed, the selector component. So we say publish event. And I don't need this because I've already got that transformation here. Okay. All right. That might be enough to have them all hooked up and working. But the thing I like is this concept of a revision. I like it a lot. I really do. I used to, I say I used to, but I think this is like a used to from yesterday. I think this is like a new era for me. I used to have a bunch of use state calls, setters and getters, essentially. I guess they're like setters and getters for individual variables. I declare one of these for each variable, I really like just having one variable that just has all of the stuff in it that's going to change. It just seems like a nice way to do it. And then I instance the revision manager at the module scope level, not inside of the React the React rendering function. So I got that here. It's a generic. So I pass in as the T value the type that the revision manager is going to track. It's going to be a face screen revision, which is this guy here. And so this instance here is going to track all the changes, all the revisions. Each one of them has this stuff in it, and I can kind of go back and forth between any of them. Okay, come back up here. Let's see how this does. Okay, first off, the change I clicked stuck. It wasn't just a moment ago. It is sending the events. It's publishing the events, and this guy over here is picking them up from a queue. Okay, what about the lids? Wide, normal, squint, closed. Okay, let's do the undo test. Undo, 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 undo. Okay, one thing about the undos though. One thing about the undos in the redos, they do not change this face because there's something else that has to happen too. It has to publish that event to the pipe to say that the thing has changed. Also, this guy's blinking a lot because React will do this kind of hot reloading thing, and it ends up creating multiple chains that are updating the blinks and everything. So I'll just go ahead and go back to this page, refresh, and come back in, and then he'll load up here. Yeah. Okay. The other thing I see that's wrong is lids is starting off with nothing selected. I think that's a kind of a translation here. The other thing that's wrong is I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Just look away. Pushing on its own doesn't matter.
Violet, I've pushed people by accident.
Rather we not focus on the
That's a
actions.
bad look. He's upset, but he's always upset.
She's probably fine, but don't draw attention to
I
yourself.
don't care if she's a pusher.
Why?
We'll go back to normal. Just wait a
They
bit.
want to ruin it for everyone else.
Send the other call and see what they say.
You're saying
Hey,
she's too
nobody
pushy.
died.
You should be more
Can we
afraid.
get a beard in here?
Why is it that hard? She just wanted people to clear the path.
She pushed someone.
She's one of those types in the first place.
But do we understand?
Hey, just look away.
What a brute.
Pushing on its own doesn't matter.
Violet, I've pushed people by accident.
Rather we not focus on the
That's a
actions.
bad look. He's upset, but he's always upset.
She's probably fine, but don't draw attention to
I
yourself.
don't care if she's a pusher.
Why?
We'll go back to normal. Just wait a
They
bit.
want to ruin it for everyone else.
Okay. Okay, so I want this to have a default selection. I want both of these to fire off events when I undo or redo that cause this to update to the state that they're on. I'll start with the first problem. Okay, so if I look at what are you passing to lid level, the initial lid level. I think you should be passing lid level normal. Okay, we go into the selector. Oh, I can see the issue here. lid level needs conversion to an option number. So let's do maybe another array. Lid level option nose equals, and then I guess I'll just go over to the other project and look it up. Okay. Lid levels. Oh, that's right. Ah, that's right. What a strange decision I made there. They've got these weird constants. Floating point even. Was that a good idea for me to use a floating point constant? I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. But there is... it's going to be fine. So I can write a quick function that'll just do a reverse on this. Okay, so let's think about it. Bring this back over for reference. It can't be an array, it'll just be a function. So function lid level to option no. And this isn't called that often, so it's not that big of a deal. If it's just slightly inefficient, you know. Okay, so lid level. Okay. And then I'll just say for I equals 0, I less than option lid levels length plus plus I. Okay, so we'll say if this option is greater than the lid level, then return the previous one. So if option lid levels I is greater than lid level, return I minus 1. Right? If we happen to get down here, it's wrong, right? No, if we get there, it just means return the last one. Return option lid levels length minus 1, or yeah, that's right. Okay, it's going to be returning 3 in that case. Okay. Const option no equals lid level to option no lid level. Okay. And this becomes optional, which is what that component needs. It doesn't want a lid level. In some cases, the enum has the exact same values as the option number, and that's why sometimes I don't need to do that. Okay, come back to here, and let's do a refresh on this page. I'll refresh this page. Okay, faces. Okay. No, I still don't see normal there. Okay. so I need to go to lid level selector. Okay, hit refresh, see where I get. Okay, I'm expecting the lid level pass to be 0.25. Nope, 0.75. Okay, that's fine. Oh, but is it? I think I still have this in my... No, okay. Is it the reverse order? Because if I go here, the first option, lid level wide, is at 100. Is that 1? Yes, okay, it's in reverse order. So let's think, what should the logic be then? It should be if it's less than maybe. Okay, so let's take the case of 0.75. When I get to 1, I can think of a more robust way to write this though. Let's do a close enough comparison on it. I can see a pretty strong argument that I shouldn't be using floating point in my enum constants, but I don't want to fix that right now. So I'll just leave a note to myself about that. So what I'll do instead is I'll just get the distance between these two values, and if it's within some close enough delta, I'll return that option, and that'll be more robust than doing a greater than or a less than comparison. I think it would have worked, but it's like I just don't want to chance it. Floating point is weird. There's a underneath the hood representation of it that if you ever look into it, you'll understand the value that you set it to is oftentimes represented in a different way with the bits available to its representation. So sometimes you can get results that are a little bit hard to understand. Okay, so we'll do if math ABS option lid levels minus lid level. It's less than close enough. Just return I. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter what we return. It's kind of screwed up at that point. Although I could just to make it so that I don't have to worry about code coverage or something, I can do that. And that way this doesn't have to be a bullshit path that never gets reached. Okay, and then close enough, we'll just say const close enough equals 0.123. Yeah, close enough. Okay. So let's add that comment over in WebFace. So, to do just use regular enum values and decouple the lid open amount from this. Yeah. Okay, and then let's go back to web face. This should be fine. Let's try this out again. Okay. Restart. There we go. Normal is selected. Now, for whatever reason, I lose my font until I go to the home page and then set that. Okay. The next thing to do, the undo and redo. I think this isn't too hard. I think this is pretty easy. Let's say on undo. Here, I'll change it, flip it around, just return early. And then publish face events for revision. Next revision. Okay, I'll do the same thing over here. Okay, up here. Revision. And then face screen revision. Okay. So here we say publish event, topics, or topic, emotion, and then it's going to be whatever's in the revision. Okay, lid level. Okay. Now, I'm wondering where else I've got a publish event, and should I just call that one function up above instead? I think I probably should. Does add changes return a revision? It does not. So I have to use current revision. Let's get that just like this. I mean, it will never return this, but, well, it's possible. Okay. I'm not liking how much shared code there'll be between these two things. So let's just refactor a bit, function. Update. Update for face related revision. Okay, and then we'll pass in changes, any, set revision, any. Okay, so from here, just copy everything into here. And this will be changes. Down here, update face related revision, emotion, and set revision. Okay, same deal here. level. Okay. Topics, that's a bad import. Sometimes it goes and finds things from just any old directory under the project when it's not really an intended import. Okay, clear out that. What's this guy? Okay, what is still using it? Probably lots of stuff. Yeah, lots of stuff. I wouldn't mind just moving this after a rename. Okay. So that should fix all the bugs there. Let's see. Okay, so if I say confused, you're confused. If I say undo, I think you went back to neutral. You did. So did the face. Angry, undo, back to neutral. Redo, angry again. Nice. Undo, redo, undo, redo, undo. Okay. Let's make sure everything works. Wide, undo. Squint, closed, undo, undo. It's great. Okay. Now it's time to move on to the speech screen. This one's weird, though. Let me think about this. What's all the state? Okay, so bring in a WAV file. There's a state of whether or not we've got a WAV file. More than that, though, there's the audio buffer itself. There's this stuff down here, which is pretty easy. The phoneme spacing. Feels like there's some events that should just clear the undo history. Because if I open a WAV file, and there was previously a different WAV file open, I don't want to undo all the way back to that. I do want to have a revision that holds the latest open file. That's true. And if I change anything down here, I want to be able to undo that as well. One thing I wonder, is there already a kind of like a, yeah, there is like a kind of built-in set of undo there as well. It's built in the text box. Okay, I think I got the gist of what I need to do. I think I can get it done in 45 minutes with time to spare. So go to a different screen. Oh, look at all this use state down here. Am I really going to call it this terribly long. Why don't I just call it a revision? Is that so bad? Let's just call it a friggin' revision. And each one can have its own revision type, you know. Okay, before I dive into this, let's do a git commit. Alright, so type revision. New revision manager. Dang it. Okay, what belongs here? We'll say libs text. We'll say samples. Oh, this stuff belongs in the different module, interactions. Okay. Get rid of that. Then let's open this guy up and split it to the right. Because I want to be able to see the stuff over here. Okay. This one might actually be pretty tricky. Export type. Okay, just thinking about this a little bit. If I've got audio buffer in this module here. From audio buffer, I can get samples and sample rate. But I know why. I know why I didn't want to grab it from there. I was worried about efficiency. Okay, let me just, I'll go kind of by the book on this, and I will just think of everything as one-to-one with my current set state declarations as default, because I know that's probably going to work just like I did before if I just make these almost algebraic replacements, meaning that has nothing to do with algebra, but like if you just make these operations that you sort of know don't change the value or the overall behavior, you're safe. So you can move things around and it's okay because you know they're functionally the same. And then if I want to optimize that structure, I can do that in the second pass. Oh, I keep seeing like exceptions though. So this is ephemeral, this one here. Needle sample no, set needle sample no. Just going to move it away from the rest. Is loading, set is loading. That is not part of a revision. So that needs to come down there. Okay, word timeline. Okay. Phone name, timeline. Now there's an argument that I don't even need to pass back this stuff in a revision. It can all be implied by the markers, which I'm also setting. So at some point I do feel like it's probably worth simplifying this. Like I don't need to store all this stuff, but I'm trying to be algebraic. Make safe transformations that don't change the behavior. Okay, so that's a revision. I will need revision manager. So I've already set the pattern of calling this init. So I'll try to do it the same way. Please import. Okay. Revision manager equals no, revision manager, revision, like that. Okay. All right. Let's just do replacement of all this stuff with revision. What did I call it on the other screen? I had a function that was going to be for initializing that. Get revision for mount. I like that. So I will also do that over here. Get revision for mount. this will be okay. So this will either supply a first revision with default values. What? Oh, okay, face builder screen. Okay, this. Or if there is already a current revision, it'll return that. It's kind of better to just return early. If revision, return revision. Yeah. Otherwise, there. Less nesting. Okay. This is where generics shine. Generics telling you you've got the wrong assignments to your type. Okay, samples. Just set these to default values. Samples. Sample rate 0. Word timeline. Also, I don't like that markers aren't here. Did I miss adding markers? I did. Okay, markers. Markers, where you at? Where you at? Okay, it's in this file. So markers. It will be right here. Markers. From lips. What? Oh, marker generation. That's right. I've got a separate file for that. Okay. Okay. Where does word timeline come from? I think it's word timeline or null. No? I'm wrong? Yeah. Huh. Okay. So, word timeline. What do you have inside of here for setting that? I mean, I think it was defaulting to null. Okay. So just make these or nulls. 4 nulls. Okay. Markers. Sort these. Okay. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay. So what does this mean? What are we doing now? We're saying when we initialize, we'll create the revision manager, but it'll be empty. I'll have nothing in it. But get revision for mount is gonna get called before init. So that means that revision manager needs to be ready to serve before init gets called. I can fix that, no problem. Okay. So from here, let's do const samples libs text. Yeah, let's do it in order. Libs text, markers, samples, sample rate, word timeline, phoneme timeline. Libs suggested. File name, it just all is going to come from revision. Yeah, like that. That clears up quite a few of my red squigglies. Not all. Okay. So I see word timeline here is coming out. But the tricky part is expecting this to not be null. Let me look at set word timeline. Okay, when you open the wave, it's going to set it. Okay, so what I need here is function like I have in the other one. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Add revision from changes. Add revision changes. Changes, any, set revision. Any. Okay, revision manager. Add changes. Squiggly coming. No? Oh, because I said set revision any. Yeah, okay. But just in case, if not, next revision. Return. Okay. Okay, so this. Not samples. Or not word timeline return, or not phoneme timeline return. Okay. Then we say add revision changes, and it will be markers, next markers. I always get confused though, which is which. Okay, that needs to be imported. Oh. I guess it didn't get imported already. All right. So what we're saying here is if word timeline changes, if phoneme timeline changes, samples or sample rate, we will create new markers and we'll save them in a revision. That seems okay. I'll keep going. Okay, value equals. I don't know what this string or string is. This should coalesce. Oh, I did accidentally capitalize the string. Okay, cool. Okay, change lips text. And then we'll do set revision. Okay, but that also means change lips text needs to have set revision instead. So for this, we say change, add revision changes, and we're going to pass in lips text. And set revision. Maybe we don't need this here? That'd be awesome. Okay. Oh, am I just out of... Yeah, I don't think I am. I think I've got more stuff to do that's not being flagged by typing. Okay, OpenWav. Yeah, all this stuff can die. It gets replaced with set revision. Go down to OpenWav here. Change all this to be just set revision. Okay. And that's going to be an any. And some of the stuff, to be honest, yeah. Don't optimize yet. Okay. So all the setters, all of them. Put that up here. Const next revision. Okay, it's gonna equal. Let me just copy all the stuff from up here, and then I'll put each value in. Okay, it's gonna be lips text. Yeah. Markers. I guess create empty markers. Samples. I got samples, right? Do I got samples? I don't. Oh yeah, I just gotta do that. That's all. Okay, samples, yeah, like that. Or get channel data. Okay. If not audio buffer, return. It should mean I can get rid of this question mark. Thank you. Sample rate. Okay. Word timeline. Where is that? Word timeline. You got it from debug capture. Okay. Okay, phoneme timeline. Okay, so that makes a revision I can use. So I'll do revision manager, add, and just pass in that revision. Okay. I will need something at some point to just, whenever you open a WAV file, clear all the undos, but I'll come back to that. Let's see. To do clear revisions, existing revisions. Pretty easy method to add, but I just don't want to get sidetracked. Okay, so take this out. What are the things that, okay. Oh, I don't like that. Well, complexity from the screen component is moved into this interactions file. Okay. In a moment, I want to add an undo and redo here. Okay, it's nice that it's still compiling. Okay, let me just try here to here. Okay, good. No errors down here. Okay, open a wave. Process the wave. Okay, so that functionality continues to work.
I don't want to go back through that. I don't want to go back through that.
Automatic lip animation. Never get tired of it. So now the question would be, if I go from here back to here. Oh, yes. It retains it.
I don't want to go back through that.
Okay. I've not broken anything. And I've got a new ability to switch between screens. So next I want to add undo and redo up here. Okay. Although, is there anything to undo or redo? Is there? I don't know. I'll just come back over here and see what I already wrote. Yeah, pretty simple. So don't need this. Okay. Back over here. Really? Did you auto import? That's unexpected. Undo. Oh, I'm in the wrong screen. That's why. Okay. So, this is kind of nice actually. Undo, redo. Yeah, it was getting pretty long, so I do like that it broke it out into that indentation. Okay, then fix that. Fix that. Come back to here. Okay, so now the screen reloaded. I'll do a proper refresh. Okay, speech. Undo shouldn't do anything yet. Okay.
I did not care who they worshipped.
If I do undo, okay, it backs up, but the issue there is it didn't. Let's hold on. What is the issue there? Well, I could try to get the proper undo of all the stuff to work. I could debug that. But I know that I'm going to remove that capability in the first place. So instead, let's just go ahead and make it so that when you open a file, you can clear the undo history. For that, let's go to Revision Manager. Clear. Or what was it starting at? -1. Okay. I don't think I'm allowed to call any members. Let me just pull this guy up to here. So at least they're close together. I'll make sure they stay in sync. But yeah, I mean, it would be kind of nice if I call clear. Can I do that? I think I can't, but maybe that's me thinking of if take away that, yeah, that's right. It's gonna complain about those not being set. So yeah, so that's the way to do it, even if it's redundant. Okay, so then I've got a to-do back here. since I'm just so friggin' proud of my 100% test coverage, I will add a quick test. Okay, all good. What's this one about? What is it? What? Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. Here we go. Okay. So undo shouldn't do anything there when I click it up above in a moment. Okay.
I was a monster. I was a monster. I was a monster.
Okay. If I do undo, it should do nothing. Oh, it still does something. Yeah, let's make sure.
I got it!
If I do undo. No, it's still doing that bullshit. Okay. That means my logic is not right.
I was a monster.
Okay, so the question is, what is in Revision Manager at this point? I think there should be one revision, but I see two. I do see two. Okay, so I need to back up and see what happened when I opened the WAV. Come on. Okay, we'll come down to there. Okay, play. Now it's interesting. I can go between these two states. I don't really want to. Okay, so open the WAV. Oh, well, this isn't too useful yet, so let's come down to here. Oh, okay. 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 So at this point, I think we should have just one. Cool. Revisions. In fact, let's just be a little more direct. Let's say revisions. Then I have that record there. Okay. Okay, so I just cleared it. It's empty. That part's good. I think I know what's going to happen though. Markers is going to be weird. Markers will add one more revision. Something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Okay. So we add that, and we correctly have just one revision. Right? Yeah. Okay, but then we come back to the screen code. Well, and there's some code that is going to add another revision here. What I could do instead is have the markers be generated after you open the WAV file. Go two ways. I could have the markers be outside of the revision and be in a separate state variable like they used to be. That's not bad. It just means I'd have to add like some extra handling around undo and redo that would generate the markers each time. Or I could have any operation that you perform about the markers just be bundled into the revision. And then I wouldn't have a use effect here anymore. The markers are just, that's better. It's going to reduce complexity. It's going to put all the logic in one place. It probably also means that I don't need to have the word timeline and phoneme timeline inside of. So I want to shut up and finish it. That's what I want to do. Okay. So if I come back to here. Okay. So OpenWAV. That's the place where we should have the markers be created from. Word timeline, phoneme timeline, sample rate. Okay. So for that work to get done, let's do const sample rate equals audio buffer. Okay. Let's have and markers will come from create markers from timelines. That's going to pass in word timeline, phone timeline, sample rate. Okay. And that wonderfully allows me to delete this. Just going to have other nice effects. Yep, those are the effects I'm talking about. Since sample rate, word timeline, and phoneme timeline are not actually used by the screen anymore, I can delete them out of here. Better than that, I can delete them out of the revision. Yes, I can. Okay, so I can just, it was, what was it? Sample rate. Okay, if you're not using it, you're not using it. So that means these guys can just be deleted, which causes other problems, but they're good problems. It's just a lot of code that's going to get deleted, that's all. Okay. This is also good. Ooh, I don't need this anymore. Okay. Probably still is being called. Like if I just delete it, I think it lights up something red. Am I right? No, I'm wrong. Oh, wait. Where is it? Where is the bug? Come on, light it up. Okay. But we'll make it private. Okay, then that means this. Let's just call that. Okay. Are we there yet? What else? What else? Give it to me. Okay, that seems fine. Okay. Let's see how we do. Let's do a refresh here. Okay, one problem I have still is I need to get this to draw afterwards. How can that be done? So set revision. I sent my wife a little friendly text. stalling. Because I want to fix this fucking bug before I go down and deal with dinner. Okay. So the thing that I lost was the extra render of the canvas. Is that true? Because I do kind of wonder about that. If set revision was called in OpenWave, then it seems like it should trigger a re-render. Plus I have, on the canvas, I do have is animated. So that might not be the problem. Something's off though. Something's wrong. So let me see. You know what? This could drag on. It could take 30 minutes or something like that. So I might order dinner and sneak back up here, but I gotta do it off session. Off stream. Okay. So what does that mean? It means I'm stopping the stream because I don't want to like fuck up dinner with all my code obsession. Alright, stopping the stream right about now.